Hi everyone, it's Miss Sara. I hope everyone is having a great day. For today's craft, we are going to do two of my favorite characters from books. We are going to make Pigeon and Duckling from the Mo Willems books. These guys are easy to make, and maybe you can play with them while you act out your favorite part of their books. So if you're a big Mo Willems fan, you will love our next craft because we are making Pigeon and Duckling today. These guys are really easy to make and you don't need a lot of things. We're going to use some glue stick, scissors. I have a black marker, but you can use a crayon, a pencil, and then we have some paper. So you're going to want some white paper, black paper, orange. We want kind of like a lighter blue paper for the pigeon and a nice light yellow for the duckling. I also have some things that are circle shaped that I'm going to trace to help me make the head and the eyes. So just some things that you can find around your house. I have a couple, like a plate and a bowl, but I also have some coins to use. So we're going to start off with our friend the pigeon. So to make his body, you're just going to trace your hand. So your fingers kind of spread out so that you can go around each one. So then after you trace your hand, you're going to cut it out. Now, if you can't trace your own hand, you can maybe have a grown-up or someone else help you out. All right, so there's our body for our pigeon. Now, when we are putting our pigeon together, where was your thumb is going to be the part that is facing up, and it's close to the pigeon's neck. So using that same piece of paper that we had, I'm going to trace a circle for the pigeon's head. I'm just going to use. Alright, so there's the pigeon's head, and now he needs a neck. So I'm just going to kind of use the corner of my paper, and I'm just going to cut a line that can be the pigeon's neck. There we go. So now I am going to glue the neck, the head to the neck. There we go. There we go. And then to put the neck on the body, you're just going to turn your hand over and then put some glue at the top. So there we have it. Our pigeon's head and neck are on top of his body. So now our pigeon needs his eye. So I'm just going to trace a dime to make my pigeon's eye. And then I'm going to color in a nice big black circle in the middle to be the pigeon's pupil, because the pigeon has kind of big eyes. And then glue that on. So there's his eye. So when I have my white paper out, I'm just going to make the little white line that we always see on the pigeon's neck. So I'm just going to cut off a little corner piece. Now I'm making this a little longer than I need it because I'm just going to trim it as needed. So put glue on, line it up. Now that it's in place, I'm just going to turn it over and cut off that extra piece of white that's hanging over. So next up, our pigeon needs his beak. So we're going to use the yellow paper that we have for the duckling, and we are just going to cut a small triangle. So 2 little snips going in to make our triangle. I'm going to get the glue on it. There we go. So now we're going to make the pigeon's wing. I'm using my black marker, but if you're using crayons, you can use crayons. So you're going to do kind of a line going down on a curve, and then you're going to make another line starting at the end that kind of goes around. And now our pigeon needs some legs. So I'm going to turn him over, and then I'm going to get my black paper. And I'm just going to cut a strip like so, and then I'm going to cut this in half to do his legs. Now our pigeon's legs are usually kind of close together, so I'm going to do a line of glue, and then I'm going to do one, and then the other on top of it and on an angle to do his legs, like so. And there we have our friend the pigeon. So now to make our duckling. So we're going to use our yellow paper. So to do his body, what I like to do is I like to use a bowl to trace, and I'm going to put the bowl on top of the paper, and I'm going to make it so that the bowl is about 2/3 of the bowl is on the paper. So I'm just going to trace that shape and then cut it out. So there's his body. Next, I'm going to trace the pigeons. I'm going to make the, next I want to make the duckling's head. So I'm going to draw a bigger circle that I'm going to cut out. All right, so there's the pigeon's head, the duckling's head, and now we need to do his neck. So like we did with the pigeon, we are going to glue the duckling's head to his neck. And then his neck to his body. There we go. So now our pigeon needs his eye. So we're going to draw a white circle. That we then cut out. And our duckling has blue eyes. So the color of the pigeon makes a great eye. So we are going to cut out a circle of that blue. And the duckling's pupil is really big. So we're going to make that blue part almost the size of our white circle. So we glued the blue onto the white. So now we're going to glue our eye onto our duckling's head. So now we're going to use some orange paper to make our duckling's beak. To make our duckling's beak, you're going to draw a shape that kind of looks like a mitten. So it's going to be a kind of bigger curved shape, and then coming off of it, you're going to have a smaller curved shape that kind of goes in, like that. Now I always leave more at the bottom than I need because most of it's going to get hidden when you glue the duckling's beak on. So we're going to turn our duckling over, put a little glue, and then just stick his beak on. So there's his beak. And then all that's missing is our duckling's wing. So we're going to draw a line kind of going down and then another going across. So there you have it, a duckling to go along with our pigeon.